two, one. Alright, morning. Peace, love, and happiness.
Morning. Peace, love, and happiness. Hello.
Yes, episode 4 of BTA Podcast. Hey, Collie,
Collie? What?
you joined the chat.
Oh, Collie's here.
Yeah,
I
okay,
don't think I've heard Collie on a voice call before.
you might. This is episode 4 of BTA Podcast. I am Ali, joined by Lachlan and
I
Collie.
am Lachlan. And Collie will be here. Oh, Collie is
Right.
here. Collie is
Yes.
just silent.
Collie, you here? If you type in the podcast channel and mute it unbooted. I'm not gonna switch channels because recording right now.
Yes. I think Collie's just hanging out.
Okay, yeah. Nice.
Okay.
So okay, first things first. How's everybody doing? Give us go on the KMB.
Alright, the can be.
Yes.
Yes.
I think I'm feeling like a 7 today.
Oh shoot, where is it? Do I have to go find it?
Yeah,
Are we not uploading
I
it
can't-
again?
You have to, I can't go find it because then, I might accidentally screen record the password again. So
That is fair enough. How many messages do we send? What am I doing?
just
Oh, I
check
found it.
pins in like the heavens word and you'll find it.
Yeah, I found it here.
Okay. Nice.
Okay, Collie is a 6. I feel like it's nothing new. I feel like an hour ago I was like a 4. Now I'm probably more like a 5. Somewhere between 5 and 6.
Nice. Just being
Yeah.
here really picked you up.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I'll see you
actually,
too.
no, I ate. That's actually the main thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, one.
peace out, man.
Hey, there's a voice.
Excuse my tardiness.
You missed the sound check and everything.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah,
It's fine though.
it's fine.
Did he give us go on the KMB Kael?
No, 9.
Oh, always.
Always.
We appreciate that.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So like I said, we don't actually have that much prepared today. Kael, do you have any
Yeah.
today's day in history?
No.
Okay.
I now reach home.
Rest in peace.
Oh, damn.
It's been a hectic week because for lots of us, school has restarted.
Ah,
Yes.
losers.
And by a lot of us, I mean
It's not our
specifically
fault
just
that-
me and Lachlan.
I feel like it's not our fault that our school doesn't, have an incompetent online system that forced them to postpone by a week.
Look at your losers and all your formal education. Can't be me.
I want to talk about that for a little bit. Like, Lachlan, how are you going so far with online classes?
You see, my problem is I tend to freak out when I don't have like an active measure. So like, because I don't fully know how much I have to it's like I prefer to have like classes to like moderate things because it's always like, oh, they're gonna go and they're gonna teach you this amount of information, and then you have to fulfill this requirement for like the week.
How many of your classes
now
are synchronous?
Synchronous as in
Recorded versus not recorded. Like, how much do you have to attend?
all of my. I don't have any lectures to attend.
Like, at all? Like, you just have the video recordings, and that's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most of them are either video recordings or just like I go on Mobius and like read information and like study from there.
Right.
But then since I'm learning at my own pace for like all of them, it becomes a lot harder when like now it's up to me to like, because I don't know if I'm doing enough or whatnot. Fortunately, I have the assignments there, so like that's kind of going to be my measure. It's just for this first week, I'm trying to like take as much time as I can to work through the assignments, so I can get used to working on assignments every week. Especially since I feel like I got a late start and I've been like kind of like all over the place. But I'm trying to like get more used to working on those assignments so that when the time like as the semester goes on, I can be more used to like actually doing everything on a weekly basis.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's like my usual process for doing things is like I'll read the chapters beforehand, and then I'll watch lectures, and then I'll like read everything after. And for some reason,
Yeah.
that's just been like significantly harder because I feel like I'm completely lost with like reading. Like
Yeah.
I just read and I do not know like if I'm doing this correctly, if I'm like, you know, doing what I'm supposed to. So that's been my experience so far. It's been pretty rough.
Yeah, because like I feel like I'm so used to like it's like you can read something, but at the same time you're used to having the reinforcement there of someone actually like explaining it. So like with the way that math works is that you have these assignments or these quizzes that you have to basically do every week. So then when you're doing like the practice, when you're doing the work for it, for me it's always like I can remember, oh, I remember my professor saying this thing, and then I can check this lecture and these notes around this lecture, and I can because I remember what the professor says. But now it's like I have to like basically learn all the information myself and then be able to like reference back to it instead of having like an alternate point of view.
Right.
Yeah,
All right.
it
Kael,
is what it is.
you are not in school, so it would be a pointless question to ask you. Never mind.
Let me tell you what happened.
Yeah, go ahead.
I dropped out of school.
Did you drop out or did you
'Cause-
graduate and just not, Wait, no, you dropped out.
No, I was in UE.
You're right.
I was in UE first semester.
Me too.
I was doing information technology,
Ooh.
and in the first week, I was like, no, this is not for me. So for the rest of my time in UE, I was in Gate Boys. That was a bar right next to UE.
Yeah, we know. Well, I know.
I wasn't drinking all the time. Well, this was people who outside the podcast.
Well, yeah.
Don't ask.
I think
also
everybody who
outside
listens to the
Trinidad.
podcast, aka Puff, will know what Game
No,
Boys
I
is.
sent it to my friend.
Oh,
I sent it to my friends too.
well,
Hey,
shout
shout out to
Puff.
Jaden. Shout out to Puff. Shout out to Lachlan friends. Shout
Which
out to
friends,
Collie.
Lachlan? Are there any of them that
Latoya.
I know? Oh, okay. Shout out.
You know Latoya.
Yeah.
And also Malona. You might know Malona. She's
No,
on
I did
Twitter
not know
sometimes.
Malona.
Shout out to Toya and Malona. Love y'all.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't send this
So
to
yeah.
anybody.
You don't have friends outside us. So I was just in UE, and wasn't enjoying myself, so I left. And I was like, I tried to make myself feel as hard as possible, while also going to classes and like being active in the group project, so the teachers don't know that I'm gonna fail.
Why didn't
And
you
yeah.
just,
So you wanted to surprise them with your failure.
Yes.
why didn't you just like drop out beforehand then?
You know, that's a good question, but I wanted to do the exams.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I don't know. Now I don't regret it because the amount of stress UE students going through right now, I would not
Yeah.
like to be a part of that.
Yeah.
I mean,
That makes
all
sense.
students, because even before everything had to be like it had to be forced online, UE's administrative staff was garbage. UE and Gate.
I'm on
Trinidad,
record for saying that, I love UE, but like the UE admin is a pain.
Yep.
It's not good. And like anybody who has been to UE can testify to that.
If any government official from Trinidad and Tobago listening to right now, right, why?
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 Why are you in the government, first of all? Secondly, fix
How can you
Gate.
find this? Yeah, please fix Gate.
Please fix Gate.
Gate website looks like I designed it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to like
Dog.
design websites. That's all.
Like, there's
good.
so... I mean, I believe the dropout rate for ComSci in year 2 is like 50%.
Ooh,
So that's not good.
that's not
It's
good.
very, very hard. But if you do succeed, you're a genius. Like, you're very smart in ComSci and all that. So like, just ask one of them to design or like commission somebody to design your website, like a proper working website. So you don't, I don't know. Get a better server, please. Oh God.
Yeah, all right. Let's move on because if we sit here and talk about Gate all the other stuff,
We don't have
all of us
anything
talk
else
about
planned.
Gate.
We don't have anything else planned.
Oh yeah, that's true. We can talk about movies.
The weekly movie roundup.
Yeah. Okay. So this week, me and Sharma watched Star Wars Episode 5. That is The Empire
Ooh.
Strikes Back. And also, I rewatched Doctor Strange and I rewatched Batman vs Superman. What
Oh
movies did
yeah, how
everybody
is
else
Batman
watch?
vs Superman?
We'll get to that. Well,
Okay.
did anybody else watch anything?
I am bad at watching movies because movies are a lot of commitment for me. So whenever I sit down in front of a screen
What
and I'm like, I'm
commitment?
gonna
It's like
watch this
an
movie.
hour and a half, bro.
No, because like, okay, it's like, you ever like look at it and you see like, damn, that's like a whole like hour and a half or like 2 hours, especially since like some of the movies I want to watch are long. And it's like you have to mentally prepare yourself to sit down and follow a story for like 2 hours. Versus like a TV episode is like you start it and then you just watch the plot continue and then you reach the end of that episode and it's like 20 minutes and then it's like easier to take in and then after that you're like, you know what, I can take in another one because it's just like bite-sized chunks versus movies are really tiring.
Right.
Yeah. So basically I've just watched TV shows.
Yeah, that was a really long way of saying no.
Yeah.
So you like short films?
I don't really watch a lot of I don't really watch a lot of movies. Period. I just it's not that I'm not a movies person. It's just like I just explained. It's harder for me to watch movies than it is for me to watch TV shows. I tried to fix that like last year, and then I went to school where I had no time to watch TV shows either. So I just watched YouTube videos. And I haven't really picked myself back up from there. I've seen like well, no, I've been watching Ghibli movies since like quarantine started, but I've only seen like 5 of those, and it's been quarantined for like 6 months. So
Nice.
Ghibli movie.
Kael, have you watched anything?
No, but I was gonna rewatch Tommy. Tommy is the movie about a deaf, dumb, and blind kid.
Helen
Who-
Keller?
No. He's good at pinball. Yeah.
okay,
Nice.
The Who had a very I think they did the soundtrack. There was also Elton John and someone else. Can't remember.
Someone else.
someone else.
Yeah. It was a very nice movie because it I don't know. Before Tommy, I didn't know anything about sensory deprivation, and after Tommy, I knew something about sensory deprivation. So
It's always
thank you,
nice,
Tommy.
when you can learn something.
Yeah, it's great when movies educate you.
Yeah,
Colin, I
because
see you are unmuted.
Oh fuck, my images aren't working.
yeah, before because he wasn't born deaf, dumb, and blind. It happened because something traumatic happened to him, and at the end of the movie, I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah. Okay. Colin, you have anything that you watched besides the French show on Netflix?
Cuties.
No, not that
Oh,
one.
absolutely not.
No, not that one. We'll save that for another day.
I was about to be vexed.
Yeah,
I do
don't
not
really want to
ever
talk
want to
about
speak
that.
about that movie.
Yeah. Colin, your mic unmuted, by the way. I don't know.
What?
Yeah,
Okay, who unmuted me? I wasn't supposed.
you unmuted yourself, Colin. But what?
That is my fault.
That's no problem.
Oh yeah, hello,
Yeah,
people
one,
on the
one.
podcast.
Hello,
But,
Colin.
Anyway, yeah, what?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. What was I going to talk about? So yeah, Star Wars Episode 5.
Yeah.
It's alright. I would talk about it more if Sharma was here, but she's not, so save it for next week. Then Doctor Strange, which I love. You
Yeah,
ever seen Doctor
It
Strange?
is a good movie.
Love
It is
Doctor
a good
Strange.
movie.
really great movie.
Yeah. I feel like rewatching,
love-
I noticed that, the plot was more cliche than I initially thought, but otherwise it's still really good. It still holds water.
But the visual effects are amazing.
Yeah, it really is just
really
a paint by numbers plot, but the fact that it's just, done so well makes you not care when you're watching it.
Yeah, it's less about like what happens and more about how it happens.
Yeah.
Mads
Zack-
Mikkelsen.
Or Mads Mikkelsen as Caecilius. They didn't really give him a lot of time, I feel. He's already an established villain before the movie happens.
He wasn't the main villain.
Yeah, he's a lackey for Dormammu. But,
Yes.
feel like he, when you hire somebody like Mads Mikkelsen to do that role, Do more with them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dormammu, I've come to make a deal.
I've come to bargain.
Yeah.
Oh.
The most iconic line, and you just get it completely wrong.
Also, after the
Long-
roundup, can I please spend like a quick second shit talking Thor Ragnarok?
Sure.
So,
Great. Continue
go
with
ahead now.
I
your
haven't seen
Batman
Thor
v Superman
Ragnarok.
rant.
I might you know what? I'll put down a list to watch. I'll just watch Thor Ragnarok at some point. So
Mhm.
I
while you're
liked it,
ranting,
but I
please do
didn't
not
like it.
spoil.
Oh damn. Okay. Well, I mean, if you've seen like Infinity War and Endgame, you know enough about it. But like,
Yeah,
I'll
I
get to that
kind
in
of
a
know what
second.
happens at the end, but like I haven't watched the movie.
Mhm.
And then so that was Doctor Strange, and then of course, Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Yes.
And I remember going with my brother to the cinema to watch that movie because I was so excited. The original, like graphic novel that's based on, I have read it, or the comic, or whatever it was, and I love it. It's a very well done story, one of the better,
Yes.
like most iconic DC stories that I've ever done. And they took that and they butchered it to hell. It was
Yeah.
awful. I remember like leaving the theater and being nothing but disappointed. I was so upset about how awful that movie was because it was garbage. Not like it has very few redeeming qualities, in my opinion. And then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna rewatch it because my mom, she saw me watching Doctor Strange. I was watching on cable, so she came out and
Yeah.
she's watching Doctor Strange thing, and she's like, yeah, that's good. What's up next? And like up next is Batman and Superman, and she's like, okay, let's watch this too. And I'm like, no, this movie sucks. And she's like, why? Well, and I was like, you know what, just watch and see. And she left the movie midway through because she realized I was right.
Yeah.
She got up and left because that movie was so bad.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, that's enough ranting from me. Let's go down the line. Lachlan, what do you think about Man vs. Superman? You've
Like,
said you've seen it.
I saw it in theaters when it came out too because like everyone I was extremely excited.
So excited.
Keep in mind I watched this and not Civil War in theaters. I watched Civil War at home, and Civil War is probably the one that was more worth being watched on a big screen. But like, I don't know, there were aspects of Batman v Superman that I thought were well done. Like I thought some like characterization of some characters was well done. Of course, the fight scenes I thought were well done. It's just in execution, they try to do so much, and it's like so. I think the review that I saw that like explained it the best was that like the Batman v Superman parts are decent, where it's like, of course, they're setting up for like this big fight, and this fight actually happens. Even though I feel like Batman is very poorly characterized in this movie, and that's not what Batman should be like at all.
He is. He killed like 50 people.
Yeah, he did. He did.
And also,
then-
like, they just had no reason to be fighting to begin with.
Yeah,
They just
yeah,
started
he
fighting.
was just scared. It was dumb, to be honest. And then like the Dawn of Justice stuff was also decent, where like they took time to like set up a plot to like explore like they introduced Wonder Woman. They had all these like segment. They had this like subplot to like introduce all the other eventual members of the Justice League. It's just like the fact that they brought it all together as well. It was such a bloated movie with just so much going on.
This could have been like
like-
separate movies, yeah.
Yeah, they could have like reduced like thing. They could have like put more focus on what he was trying to do with each, but instead it was just like a huge, just like glob of like every idea all at once, and it just kind of crashed and burned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kael?
I never watched it.
Oh, whoops. I have
Nah,
tears
it's
Oh,
in
fine.
wow.
I really like. I like DC more than I like Marvel, like the whole universes. But I don't like DC movies because they're just too dark. They're very dark for me.
And they're also
Like,
very not good.
Yeah, like no, I have a hard time seeing them because it's not like dark as in the tone; it's dark as in the lighting.
Dark as in the.
The
Oh, yeah, no, I
cinematography
get that.
itself, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't really like Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter or.
It's specifically just because of Zack Snyder. Like, Zack
Yeah.
Snyder does that for all his movies. I don't know if you've ever seen Watchmen by Zack Snyder. But
I mean, Watchmen is okay. I liked Watchmen.
I
I like
can handle
Shazam.
Watchmen.
Yeah.
I think,
I like
Watchmen did
Yeah.
the graphic novel justice, but like, it's still just very dark and hard to look at.
Mm.
Yeah. That's why I like
Oops.
Shazam, because I feel like Shazam to me, like, it feels the most like a Marvel movie in the best way.
It's more
Like
lighthearted.
it's still, yeah, it's more lighthearted. I feel like it's a lot simpler, but it has like a lot more like deeper themes. It to me feels more like what I think DC was like trying to go for, while like it was like things I think DC was trying to go for while still like adding some like Marvel like flair to like balance everything out, and I think it works really well.
And also, it was not directed by Zack Snyder.
Damn. But also yes.
Zack Snyder's a good director. I don't hate Zack Snyder, but
Yeah.
you can sometimes you just have to like ease up a little bit as well.
Yeah. I think
So-
he's a bit overly ambitious.
Yeah, definitely.
while we're talking about this, about the whole DC and Marvel, Chris Evans.
Oh, he was trending today because apparently he accidentally leaked his own nudes or something. Yeah,
Yes.
Oh, what?
that was today.
yes.
Damn.
That was
It's
today.
crazy.
Topical.
That is today's day in history.
Today's date is
Chris Evans' dick.
That is America's penis.
I really should have, not greenlit that today's day in history segment. Nothing but pain.
Nothing but pain.
So
I mean,
yeah,
these things happen.
yes, we're about halfway through. So
Really? Jeez.
Damn.
yeah, so go ahead,
I
trick
feel
break
like
time.
we could
I'll
have
have my
cut
drink.
this one down.
What?
Yeah, look, Tommy. We could have cut this one down since there's the three of us.
I
we said
mean,
we
we can
could.
end early if you want, but up to you.
No, it's alright.
I feel like we just kind of talk for as long as we can talk for.
Yeah,
I mean,
Hold on a
we
second.
we spend half the podcast talking about movies.
yes, because we quite literally prepared nothing else. What's the other topic? Alright, this is what we had at the end of last week, right?
No,
Okay.
it's okay. Going on with movies. Have you all ever seen No Country for Old Men?
No, but
No.
about it before.
That is my favorite movie of
We
all
know
time.
because you talked about it before.
Yes, I love that movie so much. It do have a soundtrack.
It doesn't have a soundtrack, or it does have a soundtrack?
No, it doesn't. The only sort of soundtrack it has is wind. It's like it would have wind blowing in
Oh,
your
so like
ears.
Breath of the Wild.
Some so I don't know.
Breath of the Wild has music.
It has good music. It's atmospheric. I love that game.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So it's
game.
not like Breath of the Wild.
Not like Breath of the Wild. I know
No,
I love
I guess
suggested
not.
that.
Because Breath of the Wild's atmospheric. You know what? Never mind.
It's a very tense movie. Like the entire time, something is going to happen, but things happen, and you're like, okay, but what else? There's something else has to happen. We're like, no.
Scene is very suspenseful then.
Yes, it's a thriller.
I like that.
I
I
felt
like
that
it because it doesn't.
Yeah, go ahead.
What?
Yeah,
I
you
like
go
it
ahead.
because it doesn't follow the traditional movie route where the antagonist loses and the protagonist wins.
I feel that just spoils the entire thing.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
You just
It
said
really
the bad
doesn't.
guy won.
No,
Basically.
like no, because there's no real good guy or bad guy.
Okay, yeah.
Because it have about 3 protagonists.
I see.
It follows 3 different people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, more.
Well,
You know what, just watch the movie.
if it ever ends up on Disney Plus, I'll watch it.
But you just go on
You
1, 2, 3
never know.
movies and
You
shout
never
out to
know.
1, 2,
If
3
it's ever on
movies.
Netflix or Amazon Prime,
Why do you have Amazon
Probably
Prime?
is.
because I have Prime, so I have Prime Video.
He has Amazon Prime so he can watch The Grand Tour.
why do you have
I have
Amazon
no clue
Prime?
about it.
What do you do with Amazon Prime?
I ordered packages when I was, living in dorms, and now I'm not living in dorms, but I just never bothered to cancel the subscription, and then I just use it to watch stuff.
2-day shipping.
But we had like 4-day shipping already in Canada.
Yeah.
Listen, 2 days, you could, that man just be shipping spiders.
Or
The
were
guy
you
is watching on
shipping?
YouTube.
Oh.
Hmm?
He's be
Well-
shipping spiders.
Alright.
Alright.
I was gonna ask
Alright.
Lachlan was just shipping spiders to, the dorm while we were staying there.
I mean, did you find spiders in your dorm?
No. But that just means you did a
You
good job of
didn't.
keeping them in yours.
Well, who said I kept them in mine?
What did you do? Like, what would you do if you was, like, shipping spiders
That's
to
not
Cal?
important. I mean, there's some people who deserve spiders sometimes.
Ali.
Not me. I was
Sam.
worst neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think we can name drop him. That would be weird.
no. I mean,
Thompson.
none of them are ever going to find this podcast.
You never know.
At least I don't think so. Do you still speak to anyone from that building?
No. You were literally the only person from that building that I speak to.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Ali, do you have any friends besides us?
That's not true.
Damn, it's crazy.
Who else you have? What other friends you have?
She and Samson. That's about it.
Yeah, but we know them.
No, you don't.
I mean, I know Samson.
Well, yeah, Lachlan knows Samson. You don't, Kael.
I know of Shane.
Yeah, you know of them because of me.
No, I know
Yeah.
Shane before.
Okay.
Samson, if you listen to this, please accept my request on Instagram. Please. Please. I just want to be friends. Don't listen to Ali.
Alright, moving on. Kael, you want to
Moving
play
on.
chess? Well, we talk
Yeah,
about...
Ethan.
for you? Okay, I'll
Yeah,
just
Ethan right now.
play by myself then.
Damn, it's crazy.
Yeah, play with yourself. Ew.
Anyways.
Permission to.
What?
I feel like since we're talking about movies, like, I could either go on the rant about Thor Ragnarok I was going to go on before, or I can go about, and since Kael mentioned his favorite movie, I can talk about mine, because I like my favorite
Yes.
movie.
Talk
Obviously.
about it.
Okay, so, one of my favorite movies, I don't know if it's fully my favorite anymore, but one of them is called Dead Poets Society, and it came out in, like, the 80s, and it stars Robin Williams and that one guy from House.
That one guy from House.
Yes,
You-
the guy that, like, treated cancer, that was him. Like, his best friend from House, he was in it in, like, the 80s. It was, like, 1989, so it was, like, the end of the 80s.
The
Yeah.
main character of House? Or.
No, his best friend.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But, like, basically, right? Like, the whole point of the movie is that it's, like, this prep school. So it's basically just, like, a movie about, like, a bunch of rich white kids, right? And then, of course, there's this one teacher, played by Robin Williams, who comes to the school, and it's his job to teach them poetry. And it's, like, they all have, like, these poetry textbooks and, like, thing, and, like, they're all learning about... Yeah, they're all learning about poetry from a book, and it's like, oh, this is what this poem means. This is how this poem is to be interpreted. And it's all very static. But then Robin Williams comes in, and he's all like, no, we're going to destroy the books, and we're going to start from scratch, and we're going to, like, basically come up with our own interpretations for poetry. So then it's less about, like, it goes from, the students just learning about things that are in a book to students actually thinking for themselves and, like, learning more around the world, like, just beyond just, like, what people tell them to, which I think is an important theme, especially since you're dealing with, like, young children who are, like, finding themselves. A lot of them kind of are, like, having their destiny forced upon them and whatnot. I really just like the central theme. There's one quote from the movie I really like that I can't remember word for word, but it's like, oh, like, medicine, engineering, and, like, that kind of stuff. These are all pursuits to sustain life. But things like art, romance, and beauty, these are the things that we stay alive for. And, like, I really like that whole point of the movie where it's like everything is deeper than you really realize it to be. Everything is, like, like, everything's a lot grander than, like, you might think it is just by looking at it. And I really like that.
I mean, that's how most of that's how kind of how art works. Because
Well, I
you
mean,
can look
yeah,
at
but, like,
something, especially abstract art. You could look at it in different angles, and then you would see something different from what you would normally see the first time. Like, there was a person who I know who did abstract art, and he does it really well. Like,
yeah.
it would have a picture, like, you would see, let me say, you would see coconut trees or whatnot, and whatnot. And if you take a look to stare at it a little closer or at another angle, you realize wait, those are snakes climbing up the tree. And then he would come up with some symbolization to know like what it means and whatnot. So
Yeah.
yeah, art. Yeah, that's just something to expect from art.
Yeah. Well, like I think it goes to like the whole theme of like how art is subjective, where it's like anyone can look at like anything and like get a different feeling from it and get a different vibe from it. Because even from like non-abstract art, different people are going to interpret things in different ways, and different people are going to get different emotional reactions from watching different things, or like from seeing different things. And that's kind of, I think that's kind of just what that movie was kind of representing to me. It's like you can have your own view of society and the world based on like however it is you choose to interpret it, and like you have your own like paths in life. It's all about like individuality and like basically choosing your own path, which I really like. um it will probably make you very sad by the end of it. The final scene in the movie is probably one of my favorite movie scenes of all time, and it's
Mm.
really iconic. But yeah.
Yeah, as I was talking about that movie, kind of reminds me of one I want. Kind of reminds me of something I watched myself. It's called Freedom Writers, right? Like most of the, it's a mixed school, right? But they put most of the delinquents in a single class, and most
Yeah.
of the delinquents they came from gangs and whatnot. And
Hmm.
at the beginning of the movie, they recruited this new teacher to teach the delinquents of the class, basically. And with their time learning from her, they got to express themselves a lot more based on their own life experiences, working, living in the hood and whatnot, losing friends along the way and stuff. And they would well, use that to make like good poetry, like paragraphs, essays, and whatnot. And well, eventually all of them graduate, and some graduate. Some of them went to separate or whatnot. But yeah, when you talk about that, it can remind me of that one movie. It's a good movie. It's
Yeah.
very serious and
That can remind me of Stand and Deliver.
Hmm?
They,
mm,
Stand and Deliver. They all like share their around the same uh premise, I think.
Yeah.
what do you think of that? Yeah, that's the movie. Um,
Nice.
Nice.
So yeah,
I mean, there's other movies I could rant about, but that is the one that stands out the most to me right now.
hmm, we could talk about the the only other like topic we actually have prepared. If you want,
What is that? Sure.
um, what would you want to be known for? It's a very open-ended question.
Oh,
oh, I'd rather not
that
answer this
is a
one.
deep
At
question.
least not right away. That poetry. Interesting.
Yeah. So what do you all think? Let's go down the line. Lachlan.
Sure. Who's first in line? Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
Um,
You.
you see, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of changed as time's gone on. Because as a kid, if you would ask me just like, oh, what did you want to be famous for, or what would you want to be famous for doing? Like back in the day when I was young, I really wanted to like be a writer, like be a professional writer, because I just used to spend all of my time like daydreaming on like just like reading those like heaps of books and stuff. And I wanted to be able to like write something, I guess, that people would be able to like connect to, and like people would be able to like, you know, yeah, I wanted to be able to like kind of just like make something that people would be able to like just connect to and see themselves in. And I think now that I'm older, that's kind of the same thing. Where like if I was going to create something, I want it to be one something where I can like freely express myself and just kind of like, why is Sharma posting? What? I would want it to be a way that like I could just like more or less like express like the way that I see the world, and I would kind of want to like bring it out in like, I guess, whatever story I'm telling or whatever like characters I'm creating. But another thing that I've also really wanted to do was because like I realized I like character driven stories. Like the first thing I always look for in like a thing is like, oh, how much do I like these characters, and will these characters be able to carry the show? Because it's like I watch a lot of shonen anime. A lot of those are like kind of like the same, but what makes it more interesting is like seeing the types of people that go through these types of things and depending on how much you attach on these people, like you'll have a different experience with the story. And for me, that's like I want to be able to like make characters or like make like creation, or at least something that someone can look at and be like, oh wait, that's me. I can see myself in that, and like I feel a connection with this thing that I have read. So I guess it's in a way it's kind of still the same. I just want to be able to like tell stories that people can connect with.
Nice.
Right interesting.
Who's next? Kael?
Kael.
Why is Lachlan the protagonist of a story?
Wait,
Lachlan
I told
is
you
so
guys, this is
complex.
oh god.
I mean, we all are, to be honest.
No, like you have like dreams and aspirations. You always have something to talk about on any topic, and I just say like, yeah, we'll look on cause.
No, because
do
the
it
thing is,
more.
right? I think too much.
It's
That's
fine.
okay,
Every character must have its development. Doesn't matter. Not everyone is created equal, you know?
I feel like you undermined your own message with that last line, Colin.
like you read Monster.
Hey, I did actually read Monster. Wasn't that like a kinda movie draft type of book where this guy was
No,
put
it's the
on
manga.
trial. Oh, it's manga. Okay, never mind. Forget what I said. But yeah,
Yeah. What was you gonna say? Cool.
Colin? Alright.
yeah,
Wait, no, Kael, is your turn with the,
yeah, scale
Okay.
too.
yeah.
I think I want to be known for not really driving cars or like racing, but I would want to work on race cars.
So
Like to work for a racing team and or just build a car for a specific team or sponsor.
there's a specific name for that. I'm trying to remember it. It's not mechanic because that's not everything thing. But
A race
so
car
engineer
builder.
mechanic.
what now mechanic?
A race engineer.
I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Nah,
I
don't
think
worry.
that's
I don't want to be like no big engineer, but I just want to like help design it.
right.
Mm-hmm.
But specifically Rally and Baja, because they have this thing called the Baja 1000, where it's a 24-hour race, and it's in the desert, and they are going at like speeds of over 100 miles an hour. That's fast and that's crazy, and it's like a 24 hours straight. So to be able to build something to endure that at all times, that's crazy. I want to do something like that.
Nice.
Nice. I respect that.
Thank you.
Okay, at it again.
So what about you, Jonathan Ali?
What would
What
Uh,
you
you
want to
do,
be in
Jonathan
life?
like, I think I'm like pretty
Dimitri?
set on like being a social worker, right? And,
Mhm.
I just working out the path to that right now.
But like, why?
Oh, that's a good question. And I feel like social work is, very necessary, but at the same time, we don't invest a lot into it.
Community leader.
Like education.
Yeah, but like, I feel like the problem is like more focused on that specifically because it's like, we know the importance of education, but not
Yeah.
many of us like really know what it means to have like a good family structure. I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, social work is part of that. And yeah. Ooh, he played a good move there. Sorry, fellas, I'm playing chess right now. But
Yeah,
yeah,
we figured.
it's
Chess
like,
and podcast.
Never
yeah,
apologize for playing chess.
Well,
But yeah, like I feel like I respect that, and to me, I feel kind of the same way about like mental health type stuff, which is kind of connected considering you're doing like psychology and all that.
psychology is like the
But
gateway,
yeah, but it's like in the end of the day, it's all like understanding people, and I feel like especially because capitalism is terrible, we don't understand people, we just understand things, and so like things like family structures or like just support or like mental health, we don't think about these things because we're all just we're all just thinking about the material stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Morning, by the way, meet us here, hop in late.
Oh, hey, meet.
Yeah, why not?
Colin,
Yeah,
what about
man.
you? What do you think, Collie?
Alright, so there are a lot of things that I actually wanted to do when I was growing up. So I'm gonna start from when I was when I was thinking about dreams at the youngest time I could think of. Like the first time I like wanted to be an astronaut because I really, really wanted to go to space to see if like to see what it's like viewing things from a different perspective, like to see the sun or whatnot, or visiting the other planets. Because as a child, I wanted to know if there was really something out there rather than just being on planet Earth. And now realizing how these days that we kind of just killing ourselves in this little world that we trying to live in as one.
You're right. I think I
Yeah.
remember you like saying that in Form 1 that you want to be an astronaut. I'm not sure if I'm correct though.
Yeah, I didn't want to be astronaut, but then move on to being a scientist and whatnot. I don't know what I was trying to do there, but forget that. But
Okay.
and then well, currently I'm trying to be anything along the lines of being a technician, but not like somebody who like really really dives deep down into computers because I don't know if I would really be the right man to specialize in that specifically. Like how these days, like now, how I really starting back to do some art and whatnot. It wouldn't be that bad of a idea to become a graphic designer. That is what I
Yeah.
was trying to do IT on the side as well.
Right.
To get familiar with computers and then I doing my art on the side. Teaching myself for the time being until I could get money to actually do some professional training. And maybe I would move on into actually being a graphic designer. Or just an art or just a what do you call it? A virtual artist. I think that's virtual yeah. Yes, I had many dreams. It's just that I had to choose one right now. But I feel I know
Right.
what I'm going for.
Nice.
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 Meet.
Dream, 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 dream. So the topic is just in general.
The question is what you wanted to be when. What do you want
So
to
is
be
it like,
known
what do you want to
for?
be remembered for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do I want to be remembered for?
It's
Well,
a very
this is
open-ended
something I
question.
have thought about quite a lot because as like the reason that I want to be alive is so that I can be remembered for something specifically. So for
Yeah, but
me,
like what?
I know I have a yes. I'm what? Hell you care.
You take it too
I'm
long.
setting the groundwork. Jesus Christ, man, I go back to sleep, but
Oh, I
Take it
really
too
want
long.
to be remembered for.
so yeah, for
Yeah.
me specifically, the stories that I am working on and the ways that I want to convey those stories. So like conveying not exactly complicated ideas, but complicated people being used to convey simple ideas in these different stories that focus on perspective. I want the style that they are created in, as well as the fact that they're created via different media. So, like, not just a comic, to have different avenues that the ideas are being expressed in, and I want all of them and the way they're interconnected to be something that is associated with me over time. I want people to look back on it, uh, even after I'm gone, and say that it was a very imaginative way to combine these different ideas and to present them. And I really just want people to like my characters that I create. To be honest, I want to have the same impact on other people that some of my favorite characters have had on me. Uh,
Right.
I think that is more important than the overarching legacy for me. I just want to know that there are people that are passionate about the characters that I've created in the same way that I am passionate about some of the characters. And once I can do that, I will be completely satisfied. Even if it's just one person tells me at some point in my life, I absolutely adore this character that you made and the arc that they go through, then I will be completely good with that.
I
Yeah,
respect
so
that.
for reference to that, right? Like I know like when we were going through um college and stuff, well, secondary school.
Yeah.
Like you introduced me to to some of those characters, and even though I don't know about them much, I could tell that they
They
have.
have changed dramatically
Mhm.
because
But yeah,
I think
from
when
as
I
far
was
as I know, they
younger,
had really good character design, right? Like
no, I don't
you
think
can
so. But I mean, we biased against our own creations in high school. But
but
I think to begin with, a lot of the characters I just made them because I like to create things,
mm,
and I think maybe it's inaccurate to say I like to create things, and more than just accurate to say that I like to create the concepts of things. Actually, writing something is not really that fun for me, but going through the concepts and putting down those things, like the skeletons of things, is what I enjoy doing. Uh, I tell the people some of my other friend groups that my hobby is not writing. My hobby is thinking about writing. That's what I like to do because I like to come up with concepts and have them in such a way that I can alter them dramatically over time. Because uh, when I first came up with these characters and story ideas and stuff, they would not even recognizable to what they are today. Because I think when I was younger, I just thought, hey, let me just make a story with all the things I like to see. I didn't think about anything about what the message might be or what's the point of some of these things. But now that I have some of the messages and stuff just kind of fell into place. Uh, but now that I actually think about why I want to make these stories and not just that I want to make them, uh, I think they've changed pretty drastically.
mm,
That kind of reminds me of why I enjoy playing Dungeons and Dragons so much, because I realized
Mhm.
from the first time I remember the first time we did a session, it was just me and a bunch of people getting together and just creating characters and looking at all the different elements and tying it all together to actually make a living breathing character was really cool to me. And I think for a while I kind of forgot about that. And then earlier today we kind of started a new semi campaign connected to our original campaign, and I had to make a character for that. I did really last minute, so I spent an hour just putting together a new character. But then the same joy I had gotten from making a character in the first place came back because I could
Mhm.
address certain themes and topics within this character's backstory and just who they were and relate it to what I wanted, things in the real world that I maybe wanted to address or have an impact on. I kind of just wanted to because I it was basically I made a dark elf character, and his whole thing is that he's been discriminated against and his people have been thing for his entire life because of who he is, and I kind of just really want to make a character and relate it to how that happens in the real world and that aspect of it. I just really
Mhm.
I like being able to come up with new characters and think of what new people would be if they grew up in certain situations.
Yeah. God, kind of characters.
That's why I yes.
Or Rajiv said, I didn't even know.
D&D specifically.
Rajiv, shit.
I touched
Well,
Yes.
on.
Hello.
I think
everybody is late today.
one of
No flipping on.
the or at least I told you I was gonna be late. So hey, I thought I wasn't gonna make it at all.
Like,
So I did
for,
the people talking
to
about.
peel back the curtain a little bit, usually the story is I am late as hell for the sound test while everybody else is waiting on me. This time I was the first one here, so I feel nice about that.
You switched up on us. But yeah. uh one of the part of the reasons I really love D&D is because it allows you to have to get that kind of validation on the characters that you make from the people around you in a meaningful way without having to like make a full like story on your own. You're making it with the people around you. But like the first time that I played D&D with a group outside of this friend group, I was playing with my friend Jorah, and like after the first few sessions, the DM talking to me, and it was like, "Yeah, I really love your character. I love like he's I love the way the direction he's going and everything. I love everything about." And I was like, "Yo, hearing somebody actually like care about something you create and like the direction that you want to take it is just so satisfying." And like I feel like D&D is a good outlet for that.
Like I remember the first time I was in my like the campaign that I'm in now, and I like revealed the character's backstory, and like seeing everyone else be like really engrossed in that and like reacting to like the whole like story I had written for this character and like having like genuine reactions to it. It made me really happy.
Nice. Rajiv, you wanna try and answer the question that we have, aka the only question?
I'm on the question before you ask me if you want to answer.
I don't know if he here. He didn't respond. Rajiv.
Hello?
Rajiv?
Yeah.
Rajiv.
The question is, what do you want to be known for?
Huh.
Yeah.
How
you could tackle this.
introspective.
Yeah, tackle this however you want. Go ahead.
Do I want to be known after I'm no longer here?
That is also a valid question.
That's a good answer too, you know, like
That is a good question.
just wanna like fade away in this day.
I don't
I
mind.
kind
It
of mess up
happens to
my
everyone
answer, but it's
eventually.
okay.
What do you mean you mess up your
And I
answer? How you
think-
gonna mess up your answer? It's your answer.
Because I misinterpret the entire thing.
No, there's
I'm
no
misinterpreting
misinterpreting.
that,
Like
what?
it's like however the hell you wanna answer it because we didn't put much
Yeah.
thought into it when we like wrote it down in the
I think
Well,
it's mildly it's sort of comforting in a sense if you think about it. No matter what you do in life, all your mistakes, your achievements, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. In the broad scheme of things, everything you do will fade away into nothing. So just do
unless
what you
you're
want.
Christopher
I mean-
Columbus. Then people will remember
Oh,
forever.
Fuck that man.
And you will be
I hate
clowned
that
for the
man.
rest of time.
I mean,
Oh no.
I wouldn't want to be as famous or infamous to the scale of like
What we like
Michael
you being in right
Jackson.
now?
I would actually like to be famous. I
Just
want
say that.
well
Mhm.
outside the
Uh,
specific movie.
But yeah,
Uh,
Rajiv, feel free to answer.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
mean, yeah, if I'm actually going to be remembered for something, I don't know, maybe making a positive contribution to the world.
Like what? Like
I
what
mean-
kind?
Man, keeping it free form.
Yeah, like you know, like let me get a deep cut. Like what kind of a contribution? You know, give me some specifics.
Tell us what you really mean.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I am doing computer science. It would be interesting to work on there's some very interesting stuff with machine learning in it right now, but that's a total buzzword. Everyone's doing machine learning who goes into computer science. If you think about it, well, not everyone, but you know, it's what draws people in now. Is the new
Barely even doing regular learning, right?
You know what you
Yeah,
should do,
yeah.
Rajiv, to be famous? Fix the Gate website.
No, that is beyond my control.
That could
You need
we were
to
never
talking about
find
that earlier
internet.
for context.
That
How
could
could these
never
people-
happen.
We were just ranting about
These
Gate
people,
earlier.
right? We go on the Gate
You're welcome to try.
the Gate website, and they had like server time is wrong. What do you mean the server time is wrong? They misconfigured their own servers. The actual hell. How could
Yes, sir.
like you need to put in like all that information into Git, and the landing page doesn't have a certificate? What?
Mm.
That's madness.
Madness.
But anyway,
Kill them.
if any of you go into politics, you know, hit me up. Maybe I'll fix it for you then.
If I don't do social work, I might go into politics. I don't know. I could see
Oh,
myself being a
God.
politician.
I can see it too. I don't think that's like
yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
me scared. That makes me scared.
Why does it make you
That.
scared, Lachlan?
Why
That
you
is
I don't know,
something
I just-
would
it just
probably
does.
want to see before I pass
The-
on in this lifetime.
the
Man,
word-
Yeah.
Lachlan is detecting a darkness
Yeah.
deep within you. And
It's not deep within him. It's very surface level.
It's like, are you going to be the Naruto type of leader or the Sasuke type of leader?
You're making me sound
What
like
are
a
you
horrible person.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's just, you
Bad
don't
idea.
know. You never know, right?
I do know. I'd be like a good politician, probably.
If you
Man,
don't
say
know,
you
But
never
you
know.
know,
we
you
don't
know.
know.
Didn't you specifically say you would embezzle a significant amount of money,
Listen,
Ali?
listen, that's
Okay, but
past.
that's part of the job.
That's the
I feel like
problem.
yeah.
The man just
We
following
think
the Trinidadian culture.
If you
no, you need
don't,
to
you're
break
stupid
the
for that.
cycle. Break
Nope.
the cycle.
Nope.
Corruption is
Talking about breaking the
disgusting.
cycle. You talking about breaking the bank.
I pledge allegiance to the bag.
Exactly.
Life is like a sandwich.
No matter how you flip,
Oh,
the bread
Well,
comes.
Jeev, since you are here,
what if
and
it's
we
an
have
open sandwich?
we have 5 minutes left for Jeev, you wanna do the word of the day?
Yes, I found a word and it applies to you.
Oh no! Oh no!
I
I regret
actually
asking.
Oh, I love
searched
that.
up.
I
I
would love
Rat?
to
searched up
have
a word.
You set
When I
yourself
saw
up
you
for
all were
failure.
when
Yeah.
you were here, I would decide. You know what? Let's search up a word real quick.
It's
So
up. Hit
yes,
it. Hit
the
me.
word of the word of the day is glib. Glib. It means of words or speaker fluent but insincere and shallow.
Wow.
Thanks, Jeev. Thanks, Jeev.
Damn.
Yes.
He came for your fucking neck.
Give us the etymology, please.
The etymology from the late 16th century in the sense of smooth or unimpeded, so like literally smooth. It comes from Germanic origins, related to Dutch word for slippery, and probably from German glibberig, meaning slimy. Ultimately coming from Proto-Indo-European, meaning shiny or smooth. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Also, on the last episode, I said something that was incorrect.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I was
Yes,
Nah,
reminded
get
about
it.
that.
yes,
Get him
yes.
out
I
of
would like to
here.
apologize to Ali. It turns out that yes, the Normans did bring about 10,000 words into the English language that were of Latin origin. But because Latin has been used by the Catholic Church for a significant amount of time, you also have words that have been introduced into English from Latin directly, as well as afterwards when they had the Latinization of English because people wanted to make it sound fancy. That's why Ireland has an S in it. It was originally spelled without the S, but they made it similar to Latin insula. But like that. So you also have Latin introduced afterwards, and then you also have all those scientific words that came into English that are also Latin origin. So yes, Latin has played a pretty interesting role in English throughout the ages, and not just because Normans brought it over.
Nice.
Nice.
yeah.
Shout out to Norman.
Sure.
He's
Shout
kind
out
of
to
hard of
Norm
hearing.
from Phineas and Ferb.
All right, fella.
Yo,
Let's get a round of applause for Norm from Phineas and Ferb for inventing the English language.
He just
let's
wants to be a real boy.
go.
Oh boy.
Huh?
I want to be a real boy.
But yeah. All right, fellas. I have a Subway in the fridge, so this has inspired me. So for next week, please prepare your Subway orders because we're gonna go down the list and talk about Subway.
But I already have my Subway order right now.
Yeah, everybody already knows, right? But we
Right.
only have 2 minutes left, so we'll talk about something else for the 2 minutes.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, I mean, not tomorrow, next week, I'll actually finally tell the story of Samson.
Nice.
Oh boy.
Yes,
Sorry,
man.
who?
Samson,
Honestly, Ali.
Samson and Delilah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Honestly, Ali, I
There we
forgot
go.
today was Saturday.
I just
Just
woke
scroll
up.
up in the podcast channel and see when I said today is Saturday, fellas. Let me go.
Yeah.
I was
What
I
did
was
you
doing
say
other
to him?
Yeah,
Ooh,
you didn't DM
I
me.
wanna make one more shout out.
Okay. Go
Let's
ahead.
go.
Shout out to my mama. Today's her birthday. Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
mama.
Kael's mom.
Happy birthday, Kael's
birthday,
mother.
Kael.
She's 79, I think.
Oh God.
And so you think,
What?
What?
why you sound so attacked by
Like I don't be there with her. Like my mother don't even know the woman. Like how old the woman is.
Did you say
Bless you.
mother or grandmother?
No, my mother does not know her mother's birthday. My mama is my grandmother on my mother's side.
Oh, okay.
I thought you said
Yeah,
your
You
That
mother
really
was.
want to
explains
waste
so
of time
much.
for that one.
Thought your
see.
mother was
Nah.
79 years old.
Gigantic waste.
Who me? Who?
But
Don't say me.
Not you, KL.
Right,
Everybody
right.
in this
Nah.
call thought he was talking about his mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, ask your mama.
my mother's
Yeah.
only like 32, dog.
Nah, matter of fact,
That's a lot more normal.
rescind
That's
that
not
shout
normal,
out.
Ali. I'm
Yeah.
20.
Yeah, I didn't mean to
Rescind
my
that
bridges,
shout
bro.
out.
Yo, sorry, Kael's grandmother.
L to your grandma.
She's strong, though. Like, physically, she's strong.
My grandmother
So
too.
what's
She used to be a
spiritually-
lumberjack.
Yeah, she's not like Russian, but she's, you know,
Lost
she's
Lachlan.
huge.
God damn it.
Hey, Lachlan.
Look,
Lachlan.
I think I just connected.
anyway.
Yeah. Anybody
Wrap
else
up
closing
your-
remarks? We'll wrap up here.
I'm
Alright,
very happy
nobody
that
then.
more people actually showed up.
Yeah,
We were
the-
very scared it was just going to be the two of us.
if it was just me, I would
Right.
play chess and talk about playing.
Well,
It's been boring as hell.
That was the best episode.
I only
Shout
played
out
chess
to
be
by
Ali
honest,
myself
I
for an
wasn't-
hour.
reaching early.
Yeah.
to be
Shout
honest,
out.
I wasn't too sure if I would
Was that
pass
good?
through here. To
Why?
be honest, I wasn't really sure if I was gonna pass through today, but for sure I was gonna come back. I was gonna come in next week.
Next week
You
for
know, I
sure.
said,
Next
Yo,
week,
when the
for
whole
sure.
hour was incriminating yourself too, I'm very proud, Colin.
I
Good
am
job.
incredibly
hey,
proud
Dad,
of
tell people that nobody
Yes.
needs to know that it's a criminal.
We are
Just
all
don't mention the
criminals.
specific.
that.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright, so if that's everything, we're gonna sign off now. 3,
Yeah.
2, 1.
Bye.
Whoops.
Oh.
What?
Don't skip it. Alright, goodbye.